G'day and welcome back for more of The Collector, and the first time I've logged back onto the server and not been dead. It feels good. Wait, what? Oh, that's right, yep. So, yes, this is the first time I've logged on with not being dead, but I did die between the last recording and now. What happened was, I logged off, and I forgot to turn my oxygen tanks, well, to leave my oxygen tanks on. So I had suffocated by the time I went back onto the thing to check. So I've died, but not in the way that I have died previously. Which to me is an important distinction, I suppose. What I need to do is quickly check my time blocks for my start and end session and make sure I haven't got my oxygen tanks in here for being switched off. I do have them off the toggle on, which I will leave, but for the end session I need to take them out. Ah, there they are. So we need to remove those so that we don't turn those off anymore. Cool. So we currently have 37 days of power with everything off, which is fantastic. But we're at the start of the session, so let's switch over to uranium power. And it'll say some very confused amount of time left, because it always gets confused when you got batteries and reactors. Now I need to continue my search for gold, and I can't see anything on that asteroid, but we're going to head towards it anyway, because that's pretty much, other than doing more style work on this thing, finding gold's all I gotta do to get myself a jump drive, and then I can start, well, then I can start telling people where I am, because I'll start getting close enough to the planets that they can start preparing for me to come and collect them. My plan at the moment is to set a meetup location on each of the major planets where you can drop with an atmospheric pod, so that people can theoretically drop, redesign their pod a bit, make it into something that can fly, and then fly to me and be picked up without a huge amount of work. And I'm tossing up, depending on how many people can show up for each thing, I'm not sure, and how many cryopods I can even build. I want to see if I can get, it'd be nice if I could get at least 20 people, but we'll see. We'll see how many people I can get on board and for how long I can keep them alive. But all of that, as I said, is just wishful thinking right now, because I still don't have jump drives, which means I can't realistically expect to get to any of the planets in any reasonable time frame. Oh, that's right. I'd almost forgotten. I do need to collect some more ice at the next spot that I find some, so I do have a second thing to find, not just gold. How is all my refining going? I've still got heaps of uranium, silver, and platinum to be refined. Now that I've got uranium, I am somewhat tempted to build some temporary additional refineries just to chew through this stuff super quickly. Just put speed modules on them, throw caution to the wind, and just build as much as I can to process all this ore. Alternatively, I could risk leaving the refineries on when I'm not online, which I haven't been taking the chance to do. I've been very cautious about my power consumption when I'm not online, because I really want to make sure I've got a good deal of buffer. And obviously leaving refineries on is going to consume a lot of power if I leave them on even for 24 hours. But then I would come back to most of my stuff being refined, so I don't know. I guess at the end of today I could see how long I've got in terms of power if I were to leave one or both of the refineries running. And if I've got a week, then maybe that's okay. This is definitely one of the nice things about planets. You know you're going to find every ore. And you know you can just keep searching the deposits, because you'll find it pretty quickly because they're all close to one another. But with the asteroids, because it's random, I might not find any. Alright, add to the tally, control panel, top left screen, edit text. Wait, wasn't it top left? Wait, where'd my text go? Huh. That's weird. I've seen that happen before. I've never seen that as a bug. My text is actually gone from my control seat. If I go to the screen that had it and I edit the text, it's gone. Interesting. Asteroids searched for gold. I'm pretty sure, I hope I'm right, but I'm pretty sure that I had done 10 last time or 11. Oh, hang on. I will go check my after action report and see if I can find it. Yep, from what I can see, it looked like there were 10. There we go, 11. I don't know why the text got deleted. That was very strange. Anyway, onward and inward. Alright, I'm going to cruise at 100 meters a second and I'm going to look around and see what I can find in terms of spotting gold on these asteroids. But how I'm going to do it is using a turret. So trying to search with the whole ship is cumbersome to say the least. I think an interior turret will do the trick. If I stick one here. Control. Ha! Much quicker to scan. Nothing on that one. That looks like it's going to be silicon or uranium. I've still got tons of uranium to be refined. That material always looks a bit like it's ice at a distance, and it always makes me think I've found one of those massive ice asteroids. That looks like it's got some silver. But I always get there and it's nothing. It's just stone. So I'm going to ignore it for now. Nothing, nothing. That's some more cobalt. It doesn't look at least a little bit yellow. I'm ignoring it. Oh, there's some iron. Cobalt or magnesium. Still nothing yellow. I can kind of use the distance to the home marker as a bit of a clock for how long I've done this for. More popping out of this just to make sure I'm not on a collision course. This feels very close to this asteroid. Yep, close enough to use my detector. More iron. I haven't had any nickel today to tease me and make me think it's gold. Well, I think I've travelled more than 50 kilometers doing it this way, and I've found a whole lot of iron, a whole lot of cobalt or magnesium, a little bit of silicon, or at least I'm assuming that's what they are. That's what they look like at a distance. And I haven't spotted anything that looks anything like nickel or gold, so I'm going to change up my approach and go back to manually searching asteroids as I move forward. Let's redirect up to this one. I could really use some of my usual luck right now. It's so rare I've had to search this far. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I did a thing with Wasted years ago where we were like, oh yeah, maybe we'll find more resources more quickly in asteroids, and we didn't find anything and decided to go back to the planet because it was easier than trying to search on the asteroids for it. So maybe this isn't the first time I've run into this sort of luck. Oh well. That's asteroid number 12. I think. We'll call it 12. Still no gold. If I manage to find ice or gold, whichever one I find first, I'm going to stop for a bit and then I'll try and work on the first pass, because I'm definitely going to need to take more than one crack at it. The first pass of my cockpit design. So I'll have a little bit of a search around while I'm traveling to the next asteroid. Never know, could get lucky. Lucky number 13, are you going to give me anything good? Heck. Is there nothing on this asteroid? Nope. No, there's platinum. Not really much use to me until I get gold, because I can't make thrusters with it. Although, I haven't actually upgraded my tools to the tier 3 tools yet, so I could use some of the platinum I've already gotten for that. I'm not feeling like mining the platinum is worth my time at the moment. I can't make the thrusters, so do I need more than what I've got? And do I really need to use ion thrusters anyway when I've got big hydrogen thrusters on here? I'm not sure. Although, I'm getting increasingly concerned that my run of luck with ice is starting to run out, as I haven't seen any in a few asteroids. Well, that's not ideal. Strong unknown signals are a great way to give away your location on a server. Because they always spawn near players. Well, at least your vague location. It's not exactly very specific that it's 32 kilometers away from me. The reason I bring that up is there's actually someone who I've been seeing as I've been popping between different servers to try and hide my location. As in, I haven't been popping between with my grid, because you can't do that. I've been popping between just hanging out in some of them so that it's a bit harder to figure out which server I'm on. But there's someone who's been around with the name Stalker. A little disconcerting. So, I've also seen some very clever people manage to work out based off just the skybox, figure out roughly what angle I was coming from in the very first video. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed. That's not something I would be able to do. Not just because it's a directional related thing, but yeah, not something not something I think I could do. Right, nothing on this one again, just some nickel. Might get ourselves some distance from that strong unknown signal, shall we? I think this asteroid's small enough that that's all that's in it. Oh! I just spotted an ice asteroid. Where was that? It is 100% ice. Might be this one here. Whoop. Whoop. Yes. Alright, we're going there. I'm grabbing that. Could really use a top up. I was starting to have thoughts about at what point do I get stressed about my hydrogen levels? And it's not yet. I'm not worried yet. But with my fuel count going 93, 92, 91, and the asteroids that I keep searching keep coming up with no gold, I'd really like to get a bit more ice. And I think with a full-on ice asteroid, I should be able to get a very good amount. Very easily, too. Let's scan these other ones while we're floating by. Is there quite a few around here? Nope. 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 Okay, this is disappointing. Oh, at least I found ice. That's something. How much cargo space do I have? Yeah, I've got 2 full large cargo containers empty, and one that's just a bit over half. So, yeah, I think that'll be enough ice for the time being, and I might stop at this asteroid, although it is close to that unknown signal. Maybe I shouldn't stop yet. Maybe I should keep moving. Oh, now that I know someone's onto me, it's making me a bit nervous. I'm not sure of the right move to make at any point, because I'm really torn. I both want to meet people, but I don't want to meet the wrong people. I don't want to meet someone who wants to do me harm, but I'm on a server. I genuinely want to meet people. That's where the fun comes from. Oh, I don't know. It's nerve-wracking. That strong unknown signal. Oh, curse you. Why did you have to appear? I wasn't worried until that thing showed up. Obviously, I'm not recording these things just before they go out. I've kept some buffer so that I can, hide my location a bit better if I do accidentally completely reveal it with a GPS or something like that. But, yeah, not having any gold and being in this position and knowing there's someone there and knowing that unknown signal is there, giving away my location. Ew. I'm going to have to relinquish control at some point, but I don't know that I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready. I'm just going to have to take that dive and take that chance. Oh, I've been thinking about it more. What I'm planning on doing is actually making a small grid ship that's like Atmo capable, that can be my cryopod collector ship, that then goes back up to this ship, which will be built with all the jump drives and everything on it. Oh, those are bad voxel bits. Let's avoid those. Oh, those are evil little voxel bits. Those are proper evil little voxel bits. They're just floating in the middle. Nasty. Alright. What's a way we could do this that's going to be most efficient? There's a part of me that wants to kind of temporarily rebuild the drills in large grids so that I can just mine with the big ship. Because I'm going to be collecting so much here, it might be worth the effort. Like, obviously I still need the miner if I find an ore that is underneath the surface. Because trying to mine something that this ship could fit through is not really practical when you've only got 5 drills. But for collecting a huge amount of ice, it just might be. I'll see how quickly I can fill up the ship with mining this. Especially if all I do is just go forward and turn around and come back. Dang it. I thought I was being gentle then. Well, if I'm destroying a connector every time I dock, I will certainly replace this. Well, not replace this, but replace the drills and put them on the main ship. And just drill that way. Because with how much I've collected so far, I think there's a reasonable chance that the only thing I will still need this mining ship for will be gold. Once I collect that gold, I should be done. 1 cargo container's full, 2 full, and drill's full. Yay, didn't destroy the connector this time. So go to my cargo containers. I've got this set to just the inventories of my current ship, so I'll transfer all the ice across. I could have set up some sort of sorter system to pull the ice out of, and ores out of my mining ship, but honestly I wasn't really that worried about doing it manually. I haven't done a lot of mining, so I'm not thinking it's going to be super beneficial in the long run. Oh, I have a better idea. Something that'll make this work a bit better for me. There can be a temporary solution here. Let's dock and empty all this out. I'm just going to build a bunch more cargo containers on this. Temporary ones. I need them to be in line, which is a bit awkward, but it should be okay. Is that going to be safe from that thruster? It's not, is it? This would be, though. I'll have to surface mine, but if I do this and I add a bunch of extra cargo containers, I'll be able to do this in fewer trips, because right now the connecting up process takes a while, and it'd be nice to not have to do it as often. Okay. This doesn't look half ridiculous. Let's get these things on. The drill light here, the one that's detecting whether they're full, should still be functional in terms of telling me when the rest of the cargo containers are full, because the drills push all of their inventory out to other cargoes if they can. And so they'll keep pushing it out. The 2 cargo indicator lights probably won't work here because they may well fill first, though I'm really not sure which ones are going to fill first. Oh yeah, they're totally going to fill first. That's okay. This will mean instead of getting just about 100,000 per trip, I'll be getting an extra 240,000 kilos of ice per trip. Which kind of means I probably only need to do this twice. And it really doesn't take long to build and destroy these cargo containers. But it does take a long time for me to dock repeatedly. It's kind of annoying. That was close. If that had actually contacted with this amount of weight behind it, that was just gone, that connector. Alright, let's see how much ice we have now. Containers full. Do one more trip, and that'll give us probably 1,000,000 kilos. I think should be plenty for the moment, as I need to continue my search for gold, as I fear it's going to be many hours before I find it, which means I'm possibly going to have to do multiple recordings searching for it, and compress them all down. Oh! Dang it. There goes another connector. Alright, that's the last trip of ice I'm doing. 2 connectors in one session is enough for me. Okay, gently does it, gently does it, gently does it. Don't pop! Alright, that'll do. I'm done here. That's all I'm mining. Let's see how much it is. I'll stack it all in one cargo. You know what? That's not too bad. Over 1,000,000 kilos or over 1,000 tons, whichever way you want to say it. That's a decent amount of ice. Let's move on. I've made it 345 kilometers. Found it! Oh my gosh! Oh! I was not expecting to see it. I thought this was going to keep going for so much longer. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes. Ah. Yes. I can get gold. I can make a jump drive. I can make ion thrusters. I've got so much uranium now, I kind of want to have some backup ion thrusters so I don't have to worry about fuel. Oh, this is fantastic. Alright, let's bring the big ship over. Let's mine some of that and see if I can make a jump drive. Oh, such a relief. That was, according to my list, which I've had to guess twice, asteroid number 17. Plus all the ones that I just visually inspected at a distance. Which this one I would have missed, because the gold is clearly underground. It's not on the surface. Oh, yes. Oh, that feels great. I'm so happy. I was beginning to wonder if I was going to need to do, like, I don't know how many hours of trying to record this to find it. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes! And I mean, I've found ice again, which... Oh, right, I need to cut these containers off. Leave those 2 cargo containers on there and see if I can dig this hole down to the gold with them on. Oh, it's getting locking noise. I wanted destroyo drills. Destructo drills? That sounds better. For those of you not aware, one of the things that's kind of handy about right-click drilling with a ship that's a little bit of a glitch, but I've taken advantage of it for quite some time, and I'd be surprised if Keen fixes it. Basically, if you have your mouse held down, or whatever your activation key is for your drills, whether that's left-click mining or right-click mining, and then you open up your control panel, then release the mouse, and then close your control panel, it just keeps working. Which is really quite handy. Assuming you're lazy enough that you don't just want to hold down the mouse button. Which I often am. So it's a bit of... It's just one of those things I'm like, I just don't want to have to do it. Now, how much gold do I need? A lot. I need, like, lots and lots and lots. I'm also aware that I am still not very far from where that strong unknown signal was. Now, obviously, the gold is the quickest way for me to get a long way from it if I want to keep playing hide and seek here. But how long do I stay here collecting it, trying to get that done? So obviously, if I felt perfectly safe, I would just grab every single bit of gold. I need gold for the jump drives, I need gold for the ion thrusters, I need gold for gravity gens. I need a lot of it, and you don't get a lot per unit of ore, so the more I collect, the better. But I guess we'll just have to see how big this deposit is. It looks like it could be fairly small. I only kind of... I think often the ore detector marker... Actually, I don't know. I've always kind of assumed it was towards the centroid of the ore deposit that's there. And it does look like that's the case. This looks like a fairly small gold deposit. Because it was only... Like, I only started seeing gold on the surface once I was about 10 meters from the surface. 10 meters from the marker. Oh, a small deposit is still a deposit. I'm not going to complain. As long as there's enough here to build one jump drive, that is something that gets me meaningfully towards the goal of getting to those planets. I'm obviously going to still have to search for more if I can only build one jump drive, but hey, one is better than none. Alright, that is this whole gold deposit. Yep, everything. I might go see if there's another little deposit on this asteroid before I leave, but that's all. How much did I get from that? Got about 85,000 kilos of ore, which isn't too bad from memory. I feel pretty confident that's going to get me at least one jump drive. How much did I get? 88,000. Not too bad. I'm going to move that to be my priority thing for being refined, followed by uranium. And let's pop that out. Pop that out. There we go. Getting some gold. Let's see if that little ore detector ship can spot something else before I leave here. If there's a second deposit on this asteroid, I think I will try and collect it. And there is. Not far away either. Second deposit is a bit bigger. Managed to fill up my first 2 cargo containers, I think with gold, but it could be with stone. Though they're ejecting small parts, so I think it's all gold. We'll see about how much longer it's going to take and whether there's enough for me to fill up the second 2 large cargo containers. I don't plan on leaving them on there permanently. I don't plan on it, But that doesn't mean it won't happen. My plan is to remove them, because I did like the shape before. But I don't hate this. It's just a bit weird. It's not stopping me from mining inside a hole, though. Like, in a hole that's been drilled by this ship, for this ship. It's not quite as neat as the tunnel boring machine arrangement that it was before I put them on there, but it still works. I think once I've got this load of gold, however much it ends up being, that's all I'm going to get from this asteroid, I'd say. Or I guess I could hang around until I've refined enough gold to make a jump drive, and then see where I'm at after that. But I do feel like I've got a ticking clock going. Ticking clock that's ticking random amounts each time, because I don't know when it stops ticking. It's quite strange to completely empty out ore deposits. Coming from planetary mining, it's not something I do terribly often. Okay, drills are full. I'm really curious how much has been refined while I've been in there. I've been in there a while. 7 or 8 minutes. Long enough for my oxygen supply to start getting low in this cockpit. 212 kilos. How much do I have in the refineries? 191... 380... Alright, yeah, I think I've got enough gold. I can move on. Cool. Let's get moving, because I don't like being here. Alright, what I need to do is go to production, go to large blocks, and jump drive. Let's start making all the bits. 733 gold, just a little bit of silver, fair bit of cobalt, but I've got plenty of cobalt. Silicon will be fine. Yeah. Alright, the real journey's about to begin. But I need to have a cockpit before I do the real journey. But I'm also not confident enough to build while I'm on the move. What I might do is start grinding out these bits that were going to be where the jump drives get placed. So I can build them while on the move. Then we'll find out if this airlock is actually airtight. Because it might not be. And I might have to replace this grated catwalk with a passageway to get the sides blocked off. Now, do I need to build... I think I might need to build the gravity gen before I can make a jump drive. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Where did I put the gravity gen? It was up the top. Going okay doing this while I'm on the move. It's just those moments when it gets a desync and I'm like, I don't know where my ship is anymore. That freak me out. I have gravity. Yay. It's not much nicer walking around with gravity. And I'm just going to weld this up by hand, even though I know these are one of the worst blocks to weld up by hand. So I don't have to go far, and I don't think I've got an easy cargo spot to put a welder that can reach there. Oh, I should really be watching where I'm going and making sure there are no asteroids there. I just was looking through the jump drive then and like, huh, that asteroid was kind of close. I just started thinking, the jump drive, it can take a maximum of 32 megawatts input. My reactors are putting out 15 each. So I should have enough for one jump drive to charge without needing to pull from my batteries or to turn the engines on or anything like that. But I don't have enough for 2 to charge. So I'm going to need some more reactors or to build one large reactor. Okay, just waiting on the superconductor components, and I need another, what, just under 200 gold to be refined? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, let's start working on some cockpit stuff then. So I was thinking of just having a central bit of glass in front of this control seat and no other glass. The rest of it being armor and using that so that I could get away with more shaping and more interest and still keep it airtight. I might put a little side window in on each side, maybe one of the viewports instead of a full-on window, but that was about it. Let's grab some steel plate and see what I can come up with that I think might look nice. I think for the cockpit area I'll try and lift it up to an extra half a block, which means I need, I think it's one of these transition blocks maybe? No, it's still under this one. No, it's under this. This is the block I need. Yeah. That one fits there, and then that way the vent is nice and hidden. Although... no, it'd be a half block, that'd be weird. You'd only see half the vent. If I replace the block above this passageway with the vent and had it facing forward, you'd only see the bottom half of the vent, and I think that would look strange, so I'll keep it this way, I think. Possibly wouldn't look strange with the original vent style of vent, because it's square. It's just with the round one, I think it looks quite strange. I'm going to need to go back to a full block around here so that we don't have weirdness as we slope down towards the windows. I'm tossing up maybe the bridge windows, but I think it'll look better if I use the normal windows. So I've got more shape options. Ooh, actually I kind of like this idea. Instead of having the windows slope upwards like that, like this, maybe if I do them this way. Yeah, that could work. And then this block here will need to be cut out because it'll be moved to a slope. And then I can see what I can do with the rest of this space. Yeah, I think that can work quite nicely. We'll lose this camera because it's going to have to go. It's the interior turret. Grab some girders. Place down these windows. I'm having a surprisingly good time building while on the move today, which is lucky. Yeah, thinking that's a bit more interesting. I do so many builds with the windows the other way around, so I always like to try and challenge myself and do a new build in a different way. It's also why I like always building something fresh rather than always working from blueprints. Yeah. Use a transition piece here. Use the inverse one on this side. There we go. And one of these will fit nicely in here. Yeah. Oh, that's... Oh no, that's probably nickel. It might be gold. Might be gold and iron on that asteroid. I don't need it though, so I can just ignore it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I just did the most... Oh, I did just... Oh, I've done the most me thing ever. I'm going the exact wrong way. I just flew for all that time, heading back to where it started, not... Oh, you're kidding me. I did not even do that. There's not a word of a lie. That was not me doing that remotely intentionally. That was just me being a complete numpty. Oh, that's embarrassing. And I'm going to have to leave that in the edit. I can't take that out. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, can't believe I did that. So dumb. Oh. Oh, oh no. What was I thinking? How did I do that? That's so dumb. Oh wow, that's something else. I don't have words for the level of dumb I just did then. It's got the name on it. That right there is cutting the goose in half 3 times level of dumb. While I am building all in plastic armor right now, as in the plastic decal, I do intend to change it up once I've got the ship built. And I also intend to add some color to this too. Let's stick with a 45-degree slope here. Follow the same slope as the windows, because I think otherwise the windows might feel a bit out of place, but for these bits here, I'm going to go to the, whatever it is, 22.5 degrees, whatever it works out to be. This one. And we go to... Yeah, we don't really have a transition to do that. What I had been thinking was that. Oh no, that works. That. Yeah, that's what I wanted. There is that. It's all a bit of a jumble of angles there, but I'll probably add some extra detailing in later to try and bring that together and make it work a little bit more nicely. Hide some of the fact that I've had to jumble, like I've had to kind of kludge together a few different things. It's looking pretty blocky, but I think it's giving me enough to play with later. Even though this space isn't enclosed, it's kind of nice having a roof over the over the control seats and a floor under this table. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to now introduce this line through here as a separate line by going to that block there and then this one. Oh wait, no, I want this one. Not sure what I want to do with that side, but for now I think I'll just block it out and see how it looks in the end. I might end up happy with it, I might not. Sometimes though, when I'm struggling with the design, it just helps to just build. Not even really think about it, just build, and then you kind of see where things are working and where they're not. I was feeling a little lost with this cockpit design, partially because I'm trying to do something different to what I normally do. There we go. I have a jump drive that is charging! Ha 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 ha! Yes! Now, if I close that door, and I close this door, and I look at this vent, we are pressurizing! Okay, the jump drives are airtight. That's good to know. I'm going to have to bleed that oxygen, unfortunately. I suppose I could have used that control panel to access the vent, but whatever. I've got tons of ice, it's fine. Once that's charged, I'm going to do a jump. Do my first jump with my new ship. Slowly filling in the gaps for so that I can make this cockpit area airtight. What am I going to do with the rest of this? It kind of looks like it's begging for these windows. I'm going to try and put down blocks instead. Let's see if I can make it work with the blocks on the inside surface. We're going to put, I think, this down. Oh, actually, with the way I've done the roof line, this works on the inside too. Nice. That was a happy accident. It's not obvious that that part is there by accident, or because there's a part cut out of it on the other side. I really don't like it when I'm trying to make walls out of things and I end up with these corners because I've done things weirdly on the outside. I'm going to get rid of this locker. Yep, that's fine. And then I'm going to place just full blocks along here. Then I'll obviously need to put some sort of decoration on that wall. I might even replace some of it with interior blocks, that sort of thing. But once I've matched that on this side and put some lights in, we have a technically functional cockpit. Then I can spend the next few weeks pondering what I can do to make it look better, because I'm not happy with it. It's not final. It's good enough for a start though. Here we go. I know a way to make sure that I never make it better. It's temporary. I'll fix it later. That's never a good thing to say. Nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. Okay. It's a bit ugly. It's a bit basic. But it's a functional exterior to the cockpit. It'll work for now. I'm definitely going to do some things to enhance it because it's me. I need to spend time on the aesthetics. But how long do I have till this jump drive is ready? I have another 59 seconds. Alright, I think it is now time to close down my airlock and make it functional. Oh no. This isn't airtight. No. No, and I don't have build info to find my leaks. I have to find them myself. Oh, it's almost certainly going to be up here. Definitely. It'll almost certainly be there. Let's try this. Or at least that's one of the leaks. It may not be all of the leak, but it is going to be one of the leaks. There's part of me that's a bit tempted to just take the blueprint into my own personal world and test it there. So one of the things that's often not airtight in Space Engineers is when you do something that's a half block like that onto a half block like that. While they're visually tight, they aren't actually functionally airtight. And it's a common issue I run into when I'm trying to set up spaces like this. The other one that's fairly common to not be airtight is when you grab something like this and put it against something like that. Okay, I think that's about how I had this placed before. It was something like this. I'm going to take this into a single player world and I'm going to try and figure out where the problem is in the airtightness because I can't work it out. I've ripped out parts here, I've added extra windows, I've added extra blocks, I've taken out various bits and pieces and tried to figure out different things that might be solutions, but nothing has decided to pressurize this space. Having a vent in here, this little spot in here is all airtight, so the airtightness loss is somewhere out here and I'm just not sure where. I'm just going to fix up the last couple of bits that I changed and then make it all exactly as it was so that I can use build info and fix it. Man, I wish the air leak finder was vanilla. Just that part. It'd be so handy. It simplifies these issues so much. There we go. I think that's everything pretty much as it was. So let's come to a stop. Now if I... says 8 hours of power. Just in case something goes catastrophically wrong when I log off and come back, let's turn everything off. And it says I have 1 day of power. That's a concern. What is using up so much power? binaries are off. What's on and using all that power? Oh, I need to turn the air vents off. I'll be using up a fair bit of power. So, timer, TB. Still 1 day. What is going on? Reactors are off. What is using up all that power? I'm not worried about the air tightness anymore. Something's funky with my power. Oh! Wait. The jump drive shouldn't have messed with that. The oxygen tanks only use up 1 kilowatt, so they're not the problem. Ah! Gravity generator. Of course. That's the other thing I gotta fix up. Gravity gen needs to turn off. There we are. 44 days. That's more like it. Alright, let's hop in the cryopod. Let's blueprint. Hop in the cryopod and we'll test this thing out. Okay, let's find this leak. This is one of my thumbnail saves. Okay, I'm getting shot. That's not good. Whoops. Ignore that fire over there. Nothing to see here. Nothing to worry about. Wasn't expecting to get shot when I was testing this. Okay, close that. Let's turn everything back on. Air leak scan. Find. So that is one of the leaks. Okay. So we do need a full block there. Let's see if it can find another spot. Did I not weld up behind the... Oh, I didn't finish welding behind the med bay. And now it's full. Okay. So what I'll need to do is replace these, and I'll probably put an extra block down there, then put, like, something like this in. We'll have that as the roof line. Yeah, that'll work. And then I need to make sure I weld up behind the med bay. Cool. Easy. Let's go back into the actual save. Ah, so much quicker than trying to figure it out myself. Alright, turn all the things back on. Let's fix up these holes. Alright, that's the inside bits fixed. Let's go outside and see if we can fix up the bit behind the med bay that I probably wouldn't have found for a long while. There we go. Now we should have a pressurized cockpit, and we have a fully charged jump drive, which means I get to make my first jump. How far does my one jump drive get me with how much I weigh with all the extra stuff I've got? 985 kilometers. That's alright. Could be worse. Does show how heavy I am though. Alright. Here goes. I've managed to get a pressurized cockpit. It's a bit ugly. It's a bit basic, a bit boxy, but I think I can work with it and get something cool when we're done. I've managed to get the jump drive, and now I've just got to refine a whole lot of stuff. And then I can start building the cryopods for holding my collection of clones. So there's all that, and plenty more to come. And I will see you soon! Yeah! Finally got all the bits. So happy! Oh! Dang it.